Our next guest is the Grammy Award-winning, multi-platinum selling and R&B singer who's known for such hits as Don't Take It Personal, Every Time the Beat Drop, and The Boy Is Mine. We were talking about the one and only Monica.
And now the singer, actress, and entrepreneur is adding host to her resume. She is hosting the new VH1 True series, Infamy, When Fame Turns Deadly, which is set to premiere next Monday. This morning, Monica joins us to talk all about the new true crime series, her iconic career, and more. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so let's start off talking about, we got a little bit of a delay. That's why it's responding like this. So let's start off talking about this series. I saw the commercial and they were talking about it. And then I said, who is the lady in it? And then they said, Monica. And I said, Monica, the singer? She's now hosting shows. So tell me about how all of this came to be and why you decided to jump into this arena.
You know, I've been a fan of true crime series all my life. Very young, 7, 8, watching America's Most Wanted. I love First 48, Snapped, all of these shows that parallel in similarities. But what makes Infamy really special and what made this a definite yes for me is that it takes you through a walk of the victim's life, who they really were. A lot of times when we hear stories, we don't get to hear about the person very much. We hear about what happened and then the story disappears. So this show gives us a walk into the lives and the livelihoods of these very talented victims and the tragedies that took them from us. But we also talk to the family members, the mothers, the brothers and sisters, and sometimes even the people that we find out took the lives. So it's a very special show in that respect.
Well, Monica, you talk about walking people through other people's lives. You've been giving your fans a walk through your own, particularly in your recent struggle with endometriosis. Why was that important for you to share?
Yeah. It was important for me to share because I recognized that I had no idea what endometriosis was just 4 years ago. And when people have had miscarriages or experienced different things, women in particular, they don't always know why, and it's not easily diagnosed. I was very fortunate to find Dr. Siana Najat, and I was very fortunate to be able to have the care that allowed me to do what needed to be done because I was also in a lot of pain. And that severity of pain changes everything for you monthly. And for me, learning that it can happen as soon as a young lady gets her cycle, you can be 13, 14, 15, or like myself, 40, when you experience this. So I wanted to bring awareness. I wanted to raise awareness. I wanted women to make sure they were checked for this because I was misdiagnosed first. I was told it was my thyroid, and that was the complete opposite of what it was. And now after the surgery, which was very difficult, I feel better. And I'm grateful for it. So I've just been sharing with the hopes that maybe it helps someone who either has been diagnosed or maybe has not to know that this does exist, but so does the help that you need.
Thanks for that, Monica, but 40 where? 40 where? Listen, over the last year, I have really enjoyed watching you get your flowers from the Lady of Soul Award to Versus. I actually kind of did my own version of The Boy Is Mine in tribute to you and Brandy. We're of the same generation. And I'm just wondering, what did it feel like for you to get all that love from all over the world?
It's a blessing because I grew up definitely feeling like I was the underdog, which was not something I took as a negative. I took it as okay, I'll have to work harder to do a lot of the same things, but I represent a very special group of people. We didn't silver spoon it over here. I had to learn everything by putting my feet to the pavement. And when people say self-made, I understand the meaning of it because even though a lot of people helped along my journey, understanding who I was and what my purpose was and what I needed to do as an artist was for me and only me to find out and for me to also figure out how to properly share. So it was a blessing. You know, the Lady of Soul was definitely a huge moment, and it came after me losing my uncle. So it was a lot of real life happening at the same time, and feeling respected, feeling loved. There was no better time for that than right then for me. So it all worked out in a very special way. I don't expect anything from the business. I give 1,000% of myself to it when I am participating in it. And then I'll sometimes step away and give 1,000% to my family. You have to know when to step away and take a mental break. It's kind of like what we see with Naomi. So it's very important to understand and find that balance. But being given flowers in any capacity is something that you can't be anything other than grateful for.
Right, right. All right. Well, Monica, we appreciate your time this morning. Thank you for hanging out with us and sharing your story. So you take care.
Yes, you do the same.
All right. Well, just a reminder, you can catch the premiere of Infamy When Fame Turns Deadly next Monday on VH1. Check your local listings for the time. What a treat. Well, season 5 of the